Greetings everyone, greetings and welcome. Today I'm going to be attempting to complete and also showcase the Riddled Path quest, which gets you a really nice ring that you can do starting from level 12. So here I am at the starting settlement here, Avalia and Thronefast. On my cleric, first order of magnitude, we're going to run over to the Quest location NPC, and let's see if we can do it. A couple useful shortcuts you might want to have is the location and also the time, because one of the items you have to get at night. Now I will also give you the link to the Riddled Path on Shalazam as well. Greetings everyone, so here we just sped up the footage for your convenience. We are gonna be going over to the ghostly Riddler. He's located on that island that you see sort of off to the left as you're running on the path. You have to jump into the water and climb up and over to him. Now keep in mind, my climbing skill was very low when I started this quest. My climbing skill was only actually at 4, and I think by the time I got done I had around 12 or so. So it's also a good way to get your climbing skill up. So you don't need a tremendously high climbing skill. I didn't use any items or anything like that, just kind of took my time and explored a few different paths. It should be relatively straightforward, and there's multiple paths to do it. You don't have to exactly follow mine. Just follow the locations and reference the Shalazam map. But if you do want to follow along and the way that I did it helps you, that's awesome. Just remember to take your time, don't get frustrated, and let your endurance build up before you climb. And so here we just read through the quest and actually pick up the quest. In my opinion, since you're already over here, I think it's a lot easier just to jump back down into the water, climb up, and keep going down the path, because 2 of the items are sort of along the same trajectory. So what I did here was I just jumped back off into the water and sort of climbed up so I could get back on the path and check for the 2 out of the 3 items. Now here I'm going to check for the 2nd and 3rd item. They're kind of on the same path. So you want to keep going down the road from the island just past the 2nd cave camp. You'll see this bindstone and the bridge. We're going to keep going. I think these items here are a little bit more straightforward than the first item. So we're going to see if we can grab these first. But for now, let's focus on the 2nd item. So we're going to run. Now I am a cleric, so it might be hopefully a little bit easier for me. You might need some friends, but by the time you're level 12, might be okay. You can check the location and the time. Current hour 16. Since it's getting dark, I figured this is going to be a little bit easier to grab. I'm going to try to come around the back sides here. So here's the Gadai camp. Let's see if we can kind of sneak it. If I do have to fight them, that's okay. And here's the item here. Stolen artifact. Yep, so that was the second item. Just gonna get to safety here. So here it is, stolen artifact in a little baggie there. An old and mysterious item stolen by the bandits. It's a relic from a forgotten time. So that is just to the side of this tent here. And since we're over here, we can actually make it to the third item, which is at the Spectral Manor. And there is a little trick that you can exploit, and I'll show you when you get up there. Gonna buff him up. He's very grateful. Here's a Spectral Manor camp. I'm gonna be a little bit careful. I'm gonna actually hug the wall here. There is a vengeful spirit and a bear that we might have to fight through, so I'm gonna avoid that vengeful spirit. I might get the bear. And since it's getting dark and there's no one currently here yet or waiting for it. Now, this was very scary for me, but you can actually like run off this ledge here. I wish I had like invis or like invis against undead or something like that. Hoping I can avoid as many mobs as possible. I'm gonna buff myself here. He's actually indifferent to me, huh? Okay. And so the item is here just behind this pillar. You might be able to see the glow. Prepare to attack me. Yeah, so I actually don't see the item quite yet. But either way, this is a safe spot for the most part. Just gonna be waiting to see if this item will spawn. Might have to wait for it to get a little darker. It's just a waiting game with the lantern. Here we have this beautiful view of the moon and this sort of ethereal spectral light. And now the lantern has a distinct sort of yellowish orange glow, so you'll be able to see it in the corner of the structure here. I've sort of stepped on the ledge and kind of peeked over. There's a restless spirit just over here. Unfortunately, it might not have spawned this night. And you can just check the time periodically. So here we're at hour 19. I'm gonna give it a couple more hours and maybe return during another night cycle. Really, it's just a waiting game. On Stormona, currently, there isn't like a line of people like waiting for it or something. So it might just be worth it to check from time to time. On Shalazam, it says that it can spawn maybe every 4th night cycle or something, so it might just be a matter of waiting. Okay lads, and here is the item. It's actually spawned. And we picked it up. No worries, I just waited on them to sort of path. And we are going to hightail it out of here. Okay, well. It's relatively painless. It might take a couple cycles of day and night. This was honestly the most annoying part. It took me maybe a couple days of just logging in and checking. And now on my server, there isn't a huge population, so there wasn't anyone in line for it. And you just have to get back up here. And awesome, so that is the third item. This is the one that took the most time because it's just kind of just chance, basically. So just outside of the Avelia settlement, you'll find the Skelly camp. And I'm speeding up the footage here for your convenience. I've heard you can also climb up to this location from the shaman area, which I tried to do. I spent some time just trying to find the best path, but I think this is pretty straightforward. You can also go around the back of the camp, but you basically just want to get over here to this purple area. Once you get kind of up here, there's a hobgoblin camp, and just keep trying to find a way up until it plateaus out where you see a bunch of goblins. Basically just keep trying to find the little crevices. You can take little breaks along the way and get rested back up. This is where my climbing skill really started to improve. By the time I got through this, I had about maybe like 8 points of climbing overall. So it was also a good way to level up your climbing skill too. Just remember to be patient and you can get through it. Picking up the item was a little bit dangerous. I aggroed one of the goblins and kind of had to fight my way through it. It wasn't too bad as a cleric. I just healed through the damage and whittled him down. But just be very careful. There was a player who had died and was on his way back up. I gave him a raise, so that was some nice interaction there as well. Just remember, be patient. A lot of people are going for this item, as this quest is relatively valuable early on, since there's not a lot of jewelry type stuff that drops in the earlier camps. Okay, so here it is. We have all 3 items here. And we can now complete this quest. Okay, so you get a nice 1000 XP. And we have our nice ring here. So, plus 10 health, plus 10 mana. Really awesome for most classes. I'm a cleric, so that certainly helps me out quite a bit. And we are going to put that in our ring slot. And there you go, that's it. It's just a game of patience, basically. So you got this. Be patient, take your time, and good luck to you. Thanks everyone. Take care.